Right, we're back, and more importantly, YouTube, we are now live. Welcome on in, guys. So, we have just switched over from the committee to doing AC Milan, but before we do that, we're going to play a round of bingo. So, if you see in your chat right now, there is a lovely link to the bingo room. If you haven't played before, let me explain the rules. Every single player that joins in on the room will get themselves a unique bingo card with 16 squares. Those squares will contain things like clubs, nationalities, competitions, managers. We then all receive the same list of 60 players, one after the other. We get 10 seconds to work out if they match one of the criteria on the bingo card. If they do, you click on that square. If they don't, you let the time run out or you click on skip. Once you lock in a square, that is locked in. You can't undo it. You can't put another player in that square. So make sure that you're confident the player meets those criteria. The goal is ideally to get bingo, to get all 16 correct. And the last round we played earlier on this evening, we did have a bingo. It's been a while since we've had bingo. Actually, I think it's probably only been like a couple of weeks. There are some very, very, very knowledgeable people in this chat. I am not one of them, that is for sure. But generally speaking, sort of around 10, 12, 13 seems to be pretty much the average. So you should be able to, even if you don't feel like you've got the greatest knowledge, I think you'll be able to find a decent number of answers there. So I'm going to give it about a minute to give people time to join in. And once we do that, I will then give you a little bit of a warning before I click start. And then after that, we head into the AC Milan save. Where we left off last week was just before our final group game against River Plate. And we are right there at the start of it. So we'll be heading straight into that, which I think might also be our last save game before we lose a load of players for transfers and stuff. So should be some exciting stuff ahead. Right, okay, so yeah, about 30 seconds or so, and we'll do it. So just pop on over to that link there, and we should do fine. So let me just see. There was a little bit of arguing going on about Shankland. So Kearns, you said, just joined FC Tokyo and you're safe. Change the currency to yen. It blew your mind that the total wage budget was 5 billion yen. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. DM Basis is going to give it a try on mobile. I admire your bravery. What's the worst that can happen? The best that can happen is you do absolutely amazing. The worst that can happen, you can blame it on being on mobile, right? Just every one that you get wrong, just say, I accidentally misclicked. Perfect excuse. Perfect excuse. Right, I'm going to click start now. So if you're on a browser or anything, head on over to that other tab, and you should see a countdown underway. Underway, that's the term I was looking for. So here we go. 2, 1, and it starts. And I start off with Dino Zoff. What a player. What a player. For the third time tonight, I've had a square with 3+ Serie A titles, and I have not liked that one whatsoever. I'm not feeling particularly confident with that, basically, on a single occasion there. Abadal might have played with Ibrahimovic, but I'm not confident on that one there. Cody Gakpo, obviously Ballon d'Or winning player. Jeremy Frimpong, new Liverpool arrival. Again, I don't feel good on any of those, so I'll let that run. Another new Liverpool signing in Milos Kerkez. If anyone's got just all Liverpool squares, they're going to be doing very, very well right now. Phil Foden, obviously played with Man City, didn't play for Barcelona, so we can't use that one. So we will just play it safe and use England. We've got Rodrigo de Paul. Again, I don't think he matches any of those, so we'll let that one run out. Edu Gaspar. Now, I assume that Edu Gaspar was the director of football for Arsenal, and I assume that's because he was the Edu that used to play for Arsenal under Wenger, so we're going with that one there. Right, Max Kilman. I know nothing about Max Kilman outside of Wolves and West Ham, so I don't think I'm going to be playing him at all. Danny Carvajal will play that one safe with Spain. That's a nice and easy one. We've got Chiellini. Famous Celtic player Giorgio Chiellini for sure. Fabio Carvalho, is that the Liverpool player that went to Fulham? Gregor Kerbal. Kerbal feels like a kind of player who might have ended up at Benfica at some point in his early career, but again, I'm not feeling good on that. Samuel Chukwueze. Let's get some skips in now. Was Philip Kostic feels like a Benfica. See, this is where the whole might have been there in an FM save, but I'm going to play Philip Kostic. Another former Liverpool player, Joe Allen, Swansea's finest. Mario Hermoso. He ended up in Italy, didn't he? I don't have one of those there. Did he go to Lazio or Napoli after leaving Atletico on a free transfer? Jack Grealish should have won the Ballon d'Or every single season he was at Villa, but he was robbed every single time. It's disgrace. A disgrace, I tell you. Right, former Arsenal, Everton, Fulham player Alex Iwobi. It's going to be another skip. Artem Dovbyk went from somewhere to Girona, then to Roma. I don't think he matches any of those. Mark Hughes, another fine Welshman. Another fine Welshman. We're going to play him for Man United. Julian Alvarez went from Man City to Atletico Madrid. He came from River Plate. So again, we'll let that one run. Tammy Abraham, Chelsea, Villa, Roma, Milan. Has he won the Ballon d'Or? Manuel Akanji. He was signed from Dortmund, right? So from... These are all horrible, horrible ones. As far as I'm concerned. Hector Bellerin. Real Betis at some point. Let's skip that. Emre. Newcastle. Was he in the Portuguese league at some point, maybe? Again, don't feel confident on that at all. DM Baser says shite again. I'm having a torrid time here. I don't like any of these. Any of these so far. Adriano's Brazilian. I'm just straight away. And we've got a Celtic player. There we go. That feels better. Paul Ince. That's another skip. Alex Bainers, the Villarreal player, right? I don't know enough about what he's done as a younger player, so we're going to skip there. David De Gea was at Man United for a long time, so I'm going to play him with Ibrahimovic. Hernandez. Hernandez was the player that I always thought was going to be better, but I ended up liking Ramirez more. Oh, come on. Which Giovanni is Giovanni? I feel like there's more Giovannis than can be covered by just one, surely. Surely. I don't know anything about Skirtle's career, really. Same goes for Dubravka. Kimpembe. I'm not feeling good with any of these. Johan Cabai. Walter Samuel. Marco Materazzi. Everton. Former Everton legend Marco Materazzi. Stefan Radu. Don't have Romania up as an option. Demetrio Albertini's a good player, but I don't think he matches any of those. Demba Ba for Africa. We can play one. Yay. Joe Cole, we skip through. Kieran Tierney. He was at Tottenham, right? He was at Tottenham. Georgios Samaras played for Man City. Should have played for Barcelona. And Mr. Grizzly P says, finally, I think someone might have got themselves a bingo. MTG says he was shit, though. It's the duality of man there. The duality of man for sure. Right, Dida, the goalkeeper. Could have played in Portugal, maybe. Luis Figo definitely played in Portugal. Julian Draxler. Can't match any of those. Angel Di Maria doesn't match any of those. Cristiano Ronaldo has won the Ballon d'Or. Alan Shearer has not won the La Liga Golden Boot. I'm going to have to... I've only got 3 remaining. I don't know if Ronaldinho ever scored enough to win the Golden Boot. Gianluigi Buffon, last one up, looking for a Barcelona and Man City player. And Claudio Bravo. I did confuse him with another Kieran. I was thinking of Trippier. Oh, bless. But well done, Grizzly P. Sensational work there. Sensational work. It's another bingo. That's our 2nd consecutive bingo tonight. And Jamie Kitten's fan just behind with 45. And then we have Chart and GNG in joint 3rd with Kieran finishing in 5th. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. But you bottled so bad, says Tyreek George. Only needed Portuguese league for bingo, and I skipped Nuno Mendes. Now, I wasn't sure if Nuno Mendes played in Portugal or not, because I was wondering whether he might be like a Rafael Guerreiro situation where he's Portuguese, but actually ended up raised through the French development system. That is some special work, Mr. Grizzly P. Look at that applause from DM Bases, from Medical Car, from Kernans. Beautiful stuff. So he played for Sporting. There we go. Then you did bottle it, I'm afraid to say. I'm afraid to say you did bottle it. Right, let's head on over and play a little bit of Football Manager. Let's play an actual game. So looks like we saved it as the next game was going to be up. And what we were doing was rotating our squad basically 50-50 as much as possible. So we will do that again. Although with a slight focus on trying to pick as close to the fullest squad I possibly can. There is some sentiment going to be played here as well. So we've got some players who are leaving. Players like Theo, Grinders is retiring, so we are going to play them if we can. Alexander Isak has to come in up front. Kerem is going to be leaving, so we'll bring him into the starting lineup. So I think we go for something like that. We can pop Mosconi on the bench so that we can bring Sonato onto the bench and we can head straight into a game. How about that? Go straight into a game. I'm pretty certain we are already through, right? From what I remember. We are indeed. So this is a draw would be good. Our plus 16 goal difference puts us in a pretty decent spot. Obviously, if we lose, we then I assume we play a team that finished top in their group. So yeah, let's play some ball. Welcome in, nickname. How you doing? It's the one and only Musterman. I finally made it. Only an hour and a half later than I was expecting. Right, so we will follow the advice of our assistant manager. We will say I have faith, because I like saying I have faith. Do you know what? We haven't been changing around the marking things, so let's just leave the marking set up as it is. And let's make it 3 for 3 to start off the Club World Cup. I do think that after this, once we have the transfers go through, and somebody said that we aren't able to update the players that are registered, I think we might have some issues at that point. So we might struggle with having maybe enough depth in some positions. We should be okay at left back. I'm a little worried about some of our frontline options, especially with Skamaka getting injured in the last game. So in the early phases, we've struggled to get the ball. They've got a lot of it deep on the right-hand side, so we'll probably look to adapt to that in the second half. We're in their half, we're just not creating any great chances. Moved up to 42%. We've had shots, they've been off target. Over 0.1 per chance, to be fair. River seem to have had 2 shots, both from long distance. Let's see how we can do. So Rich joined that game late and is quite happy with 5th. Fabulous work, sir. Joint 5th. You come in joint with Kieran. Wonderful stuff. Snuck in. Welcome in, Rich. How you doing? How are you, sir? I hope you've had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. So nickname, I'm good. How are you? Hope all is well despite the late stream. Very, very well, my dude. So I don't know if you've seen there's a community post popped up on YouTube earlier. So we're doing something a little bit different that's Twitch only beforehand. Which is a community-led save with people voting on what we're going to do, which I think went quite well. I hope it's going to be something quite fun that we can look forward to doing a little bit more often. So yeah, hopefully that's something to worth checking out if you're ever around and fancy coming joining us on Twitch when we do it. Right, so Solari, let's try and attack them when they're out on this side. So Goulet drops back here. You drop here. So you're on the left side, you're on the right side, player. That's okay. So it's going to have to be, hopefully just the pressure will be enough. Let's try and force them out down that line as well. Just see how that bodes for us in the second half. Maybe that'll be enough. Granted, as I said, we don't need to win. A draw will see us comfortably through. Now that said, we haven't seen a highlight in the entire game until now. Here's Di Gaetano with a lovely turn. Gets the shot off. It's a good save from Atabolo. That looked like... I want to see that again because it looked like he completely did him. Like he came... It looked like he came back and then as the player bit... I think that's meant to be like a cozy little turn. I'm not 100% certain, but I think that was meant to be something quite cool. And welcome in, Marv. How you doing, sir? Lovely to see you. How have you been keeping? As Atabula makes another save. So, all their shots on target so far? They are indeed. We've just struggled to get ours on target. So let's demand more. The shots are coming in from Arda. A couple of shots from Theo as well. Right, so we're going to bring on our youngster. Barbieri was quite good. We're going to bring on Senato as the striker. Carl Palmer from a freshness perspective. And Kari to take that role. So 4 changes. Drop down to positive but increase the tempo. And let's see if that does anything. So you're good, getting close to having your sauces ready to go to market. Marvellous. What do you feel like you have left to do? What is the next phases for Marv's secret sauce? All right, let's one more round of demand more. Our final change is gonna we'll bring off Theo so that he can get. Hopefully the fans will give him a nice standing ovation to wish him farewell. What an awful game that is to come back to. Wow. We had 2 highlights and they're basically the same move. The save from Atabolo and the corner that came from it that he saved as well. 0-0. We top the group. But I am embarrassed by that performance. We had decent XG, but just 1 shot on target is pretty poor. A Santos Laguna do finish with some points. They beat Hikari United 3-1. Papua New Guinea's finest sadly sent home very early on in the competition. Let's get these guys rested up. Let's see. We have that bit. Oh, I changed to yen earlier, didn't I? And that's not going to be very helpful right now. Let's pop back to euros. So we've got that bid in for Sunday Osazua. He's going to look to be potentially our marquee signing up front. 21 million, 6'4" poacher. For those that remember. So yeah, expiration date and finalizing label designs. Awesome. You've got a customer there as well. So do you have a distribution plan, or is that to come a little bit later down the line as well? Oh, wow. So we've just played River Plate. We have been drawn against Boca Juniors in the next round. Playing all the RG teams. Beautiful. Okay, so well done, Grizzly. Fabulous. Blackburn Rovers are champions of Europe. Have you finished the entire season unbeaten then in like all competitions? That is incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Okay, and MTG fan, you want to see how Walter goes this season going. So he is currently loaned from Bayer Leverkusen at Sevilla. He didn't play much this season, and when he did, he struggled to win his tackles. He was playing a few games at centre-back, a few games at right-back. So he's bounced around quite a bit in this save. Let's take a look here. So we go back this far. He does break into AZ's first team in the first season. 7 starts, 8 substitute appearances. 24 the next season. 17 the season thereafter. And then halfway through that season, he's signed by RB Leipzig for 22.5 million euros. And in that time, he starts 7. He starts 9 games. He makes 5 substitute appearances. Over a 2-year period, he's sold for a 5 million euro loss to Bayer Leverkusen. And at Bayer Leverkusen, he makes 3 starts, 6 substitute appearances. Oh no. 3 starts, 9 substitute appearances. But he has a loan spell at Wolfsburg where he gets a reasonable amount of game time. Doesn't play particularly well, a 6.65 average rating. The season thereafter, he goes out on loan to Real Sociedad. Gets a decent amount of game time. Not a great average rating. And then a loan to Augsburg, where he starts a lot of games. 27 starts, 2 substitute appearances, 6.58 rating. It's not been a good season for Goes. And we don't know his attributes, obviously, and because he's not scouted, this will show the very top end of the estimated range. So he's unlikely to be elite at aggression, concentration, vision, first touch, leadership, teamwork, and composure, sadly. Yeah, it does not look to have been a good career for Ghost, unfortunately. Arthur Newman. Apparently, we signed Arthur Newman as a scout, and he can speak Italian. Lovely stuff. Good on him. Oh, that game's actually happens before the retirements and the transfers. Well, hey, we've got 1 game left. We did their send off, and we've actually got another game before they will be gone. Oh well. So let's have a look there. Sorry. No, you're just going to do St. Albans Market and then setting up a Shopify site. Fair enough. So Grizzly, you lost the domestic cups. That's a bugger. That's a bugger. So apparently Gus was rubbish for DMB at AZ. I mean, like, that must be your AZ team. They were absolutely incredible, right? They were destroying absolutely everything. Speaking of, Sydney Osazura is now our man. He scored 15 goals in 3,100 minutes last season. That has him 33% above his non-penalty XG, 0.44 to 0.33. It's on the low side. He doesn't get in shooting positions that often, but he does win 56% of his headers, and I'm confident with the service that we provide, we can see that improve. We can see that improve by a decent amount. So it's been a while since he was scoring crazy amount of goals. Well, I say crazy, 17 and 14, whilst he's in the second division over in Spain. It's taken him a little while to earn his spot at AZ. But from last season onwards, that is 23 goals in all competitions. I think we might have our poacher for the foreseeable future. He's 26 years old, so we should get a good 4-5 seasons out of him, I hope, which will be nice. Really nice. Once everything is ready, I will. If Musterman says it, Musterman of course says it's okay. Of course it is okay. He can't scratch an FM, I guess. Sadly not. So Zidane gave a player of the match performance in the final against Real Madrid. How appropriate. How appropriate. Never doubted you, Zizi. I will ignore everything you've ever said about him. I do. To be fair, Rich, he's already done some bribery, and the sources are very, very nice. But I do approve of more bribery for sure. Arthur Newman, what a man! Oh, Rangers legend, right? A Rangers legend. So Dan Bass, yes and no. It's your 4th season before we finally won anything, before leaving for Arsenal, which still makes you feel a little dirty. I mean, look, there's only one way to to kind of break through the taboo of managing Arsenal, and that is to do it. And once you've done it, you'll kind of understand that it's not all bad. No, it is all bad, actually. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, man? Right, let's make our changes for what I think is completely the best team that we get, or the team that we're looking for going forwards from here. So I think it's that. Gula, Nuama, Benato, Isaac up front. We are trying to sell Isaac. We do need to try and push him out once again. Offer him out at some point. Skamaka's the player that we want to stay, but he's going to be out for another couple of weeks. Right, let's hope we can have a better game this time round. So Willems remembers he really liked Sydney in the last stream. Exactly, same here. We looked through a lot of players last time, and like Sydney just looked like a top notch for what we wanted. So Rich, you did us one season with Blackburn deliberately with a hoofball tactic. How did it go? How did it go? So Rich, your Numazu save is going quite well. First season promoted from J3. Season 2, we're on the edge of the playoffs. Marvellous stuff. So Rich, I don't know if you were in earlier. The committee decided that we are heading to Japan. We have taken over Jeff United in the J2 league. So we will be looking to plunder the J3 league. The game I started things, or I simulated forwards to the end of the 24 season. So we're going to be starting in the 25 season. So our first season's technically like the third season in game. So I think you'll enjoy it when we drop in and out over the course of the next few weeks. I'm going to say relax. None of them have relaxed. I'm going to keep on saying nice things about them. Left attacks. So we are going to swap these guys around. So that was Sandoval. You are on Correa. You are on Abrego. Right, let's hope for a game with more than one protracted highlight. You do approve of more bribery. Mustermann's pitch to be FIFA president. I mean, it's not even a pitch, it's a requirement, right? So Dan basically allowed you to sign Agahowa and probably win the league, so I'll take the dirtiness. I mean, winning things is fun, right? Like, as much as I enjoy the challenges and the struggle and the stories that can come with taking sometimes suboptimal approaches, sometimes you just need to sign Samu and win. Do we have highlights on? I'm going to drop it down to extended just to see something of the game. Granted, this highlight had already started, so we are hoping to at least see a shot coming now. Donna Kebab cuts inside, feeds Nuama. Nuama, can he get across into Isaac waiting? No, because Benato's the man waiting, and I don't have the soundboard loaded up. There we go.
Milan have scored again. Yes, Milan, the score night and day. You can get away.
Hello, Benato fires us 1-0 up after 40 minutes. 40 minutes indeed. Sorry, did I not say? I thought I said we J2 league, but we'll be plundering teams in the J3 league, specifically maybe for a striker. Albert Navarro finds Kari. Kari tries to feed Nuama. I would have liked Kari just to absolutely spank it on the edge of the area there. Navarro, though, has it once more. He's going to try and get the cross away. Chavez blocks it. Correa now feeds it to Garcia. Boca with a chance to counterattack. Silken drops deep, finds Sandoval. Sandoval, plenty of red men behind the ball. Red men behind the ball. That's the sentence we're going for. Gonzalez crosses. Silkan's header's tipped over by Atabolo. Lissow is a liability defensively in the air, though. I mean, Lissow, how tall is Lissow? Because, like, in my head, I was pre-teen, maybe early teens during Lissow's pomp. To me, Lissow has always struck me as a guy who's like 5'6", but I don't actually know how short he was. So Dearbas says, yeah, don't think you've won in the top 5 leagues in the last few FM, so this was quite fun. See, absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say something positive. I'm rarely positive. So in J3, data approach is tough. Every player you signed was on a free and had no data. That's a challenge for sure. And welcome in, Sass. How are you doing, my dude? Lovely to see you. I hope you are keeping well. Willems Kygo, that's him indeed. He is 5'6", 5'8" according to Google. Not far off. Not far off. Is Donna Kebab a regen, asks Xmal? He is indeed. So we have, his actual name is Ilan Siklic. He is a new gen that has been at AC Milan before we joined. We joined for the 2031-32 season. A big signing from Dynamo Zagreb. But there is, at the beginning, on our streams that are just AC Milan, there is a rename a new gen option. So he's one of our renamed players. All right, I think we just carry on in the second half as we are. Good, thanks, just relaxing. You can't knock that at all. Can't knock that at all. A lot of people have been saying that there are storms around your neck of the woods. Have you managed to avoid the bad weather, or have you been caught in it? So Rich says, in that database list, so whether accurate or not, has jumping something near 1. Oh dear, bless him. Right, Monterisi feeds Rocha out to Nuama. Nuama's touch is poor though. There's a chance for Boca to clear, and Sikan wins another header. Atabola though, as a sweeper keeper, picks up and keeps the ball moving, and he's going to get it back again. Quick movement to Monterisi, who then pauses, waits. Rocha into Gula to Isaac out wide to Albert Navarro, get that cross in, lads, you can. Isaac's shot is blocked. Abrego gets it clear, and here we have a chance perhaps for them to counter. Gonzalez gets there. Donna Kebab overcommitted, couldn't get to the ball, and Boca come away. Sandoval has to go all the way back to the keeper, and that's the end of the highlight. That highlight did seem to go on for a very, very long time. So every time a cross comes to the back post, you know the outcome. Yeah, I mean, 1 is quite horrendous. Yes, you're right, in the storm. Next 2 days as well. Oh dear, I hope you don't have to go outside anytime. And Siklan, he's winning a lot of headers as that Siklan fella. Danilo Siklan wins 51% of his headers normally. He is up. Now these guys are usually quite good. 77% for Björn Rod, 6'2". 77% for Monterisi. But we are going to need to make some changes in that regard, and that's probably going to bring on Hasuki's shorter. 73% header win rate isn't great. Donna Kebab doesn't win his headers. Navarro is tall enough, but he's definitely a fullback, and he's knackered. So we're going to bring on Theo. We're also going to bring on Kajuste. So that's where, in fact, we're going to do all of our substitutions are going to be based on tired legs. That might help us a little bit in terms of controlling the game. If we've got fresher legs out there, we might not give the ball away quite as much, and then we don't have to worry about their attacks. Hopefully. Oh, Wilco, keeping you entertained in A&E after 6 aside. Oh shit, Wilco, what's happened? Are you alright? Well, that's not good. I hope everything's okay. So Sass, it's not raining right now, but it's on and off. Fair enough. They're all about those mad dashes in between the little spots of rain and not rain. So Mr. Grizzly, he's got a 2 in his savers. Barbieri, oh, that should have been 2-0. Michel Barbieri, he is playing for his chance to feature for us, really. One of our new gens who could potentially be our backup right winger, a pacey left footer. Oh, you beauty. Welcome in, Root. Welcome in, Raiders. Lovely to see you guys. How are you doing? How was the stream tonight? How are things going with Malden and Tiptree? Now, if you guys aren't following Root, don't give them a follow. You should see a lovely little thing popping up in the top right-hand side. Root is an absolute gentleman. Someone that I met down in Slough last year. He's recently started streaming, doing a fabulous job. Absolutely worth checking out. Here's Bonato, the tackle. It's another shot from Isaac, blocked. Fair play to Boca in this game. They've done a really, really good job of those last ditch blocks. We've had a few chances that, you know, we haven't even tested the goalkeeper because they've got the blocks in there. They're doing exactly what you want to see from a nice, organised, tight defence. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Can we see it out for the last few minutes? We've got the last substitution is coming. It's going to be Hazuki on at right back. Again, just some fresh legs. He is better in the air for a right back, so that's okay. Bjornrod gets the header clear. Abrego feeds it back to Scala. Chavez, lovely ball movement. Oh, I thought that was in for a second. Whoever it was at just yards out couldn't get enough of a touch to deflect that in. That could have been a scary moment. We deserve to be more than 1-0, but we haven't taken our chances. They've defended really, really well. Right, is there a last twist in the tail? Maybe a chance for a second. Hazuki heads it back into the box and it's just punted clear by Altamirano. Surely that's going to be time up. We're into the last few seconds of the game. Will the whistle be blown before Hazuki even throws it onto the pitch? He's taking his time. He's really taking his time. This throw-in has taken 40 seconds and the referee just goes, fuck it. There's no point in waiting for you. Rather than issue a yellow card, that is 1-0. We are through to the next round. So it's new as like something like 1-2, but you've got Yap Stam to bail him out. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Hope you're well. I'm doing very well, Root. Thank you very much, my dude. So Rich, it was a mess for you. Hoofball worked with Shearer and Sutton. Ideally, you'd have played Lasso as a wing-back with a back three, but you had to do 4-4-2 with wingers. That's fair. I mean, can Lasso play higher up? I'm sure in one of the champ managers, he was a plausible midfielder. Although, who do you have ahead of him? That would be Jason Wilcox era, right? So I suppose you're not ever starting Lasso ahead of Wilcox, are you, in that situation? Right, Maciej Mosconi has been sold 13.75 million euros. It's a small profit. We missed with Mosconi. He was a disappointing signing. I feel like we missed the boat on him, and so we move on. Just move on. We wash our hands of it. We make a small little. I'm not having fun anymore. Right, let's take a look at our previous meetings with Inter Milan. Because in the Coppa Italia final, we lost 5-0. Sure, it was 0-0 when we had a player sent off. That played a part. We did win. We did beat them 3-2 at home in the Serie A, 4-3 in the Super Coppa Italiano final. There's a 0-0 in there, there's a 1-0 in there, there's a 3-0 in there. It's been pretty even since we've taken over, but it's not felt even. Inter have played a lot better than us in most of those occasions, if I'm being completely and utterly frank with you. So this is going to be a tricky game. So MTG, looking forward to the new season, which starts this Thursday for your local team. That season's starting in July. That is crazy. That is crazy. Do you get down to see them? Do you go every week? Do you get to see them often, or is it just kind of like when you get the chance? Grizzly Pete also played a 4-4-2. The attack was so powerful it didn't matter. That's fair. Wilcox left, Stuart Ripley on the right. So Grizzly switched to a 4-2-1-3 after you sold Shearer and signed Zidane. Disgraceful behaviour. Disgraceful behaviour. How dare you sell Alan Shearer? I mean, okay. But Zidane seems reasonably fair. So am I going to be at Slough this year? I don't know, Root. I probably won't know until the very, very last few moments. So I had an interview last week. I've had a call to say that I'm being offered the job, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. I'm delighted. I'm excited. But I'm also not counting my chickens until I actually get the job offer through in writing. I don't see any reason why they'd renege on it. But just until that happens, I can't know for sure. If that does happen, then I don't start until September, but I have to be mindful of the financial cost of getting down to Slough, potentially staying a night and so forth. So we will see how things go from there. So I've sent off all the things they've asked for. I just need to get that in writing so that I can feel confident on it. So let's say Rangers play tomorrow night. You're dreading it. DM basis, is that a friendly or a competitive game? That'd be quite. I suppose qualifying rounds potentially. So Rich, your Numazu save is very different. You start with many players who have determination 1 or near. People management is very important. I can imagine. So MTG has a season ticket, so you go to most of the home games. You went to 1 away leg and the cup final last season. Fabulous. Big Alan Shearer wouldn't extend. You had no choice. I can allow that. That's great news. Thank you very much, Fruit. Holy shit, that's amazing. It is quite exciting. And so, a huge relief. But as I said, not going to count those chickens before they hatch, because I know how cruel life can be. So fingers crossed. As I said, don't think there's any reason for it not to. Night of an ease in. Welcome in. What's going on? We are currently in the Club World Cup. How are you doing, sir? How have you been? Thank you, Kernhans, as well as me. So doing basis, far too happy for a man you've never met than I reasonably should be, but I'm genuinely ecstatic. Oh, but thank you, my dude. Thank you. It's been stressful, eh? It's gonna be so good. Thank you as well, G&G. So doing basis, you've got Panathinaikos in Europe. That's gonna be tricky. We're good at transfers. Look at that. 4 of the 5 Serie A signings of the season. Let's see if next season we can make a clean sweep of it. That's the goal, right? So Wilco, you got a gash in the leg from a tackle. These things happen. I mean, so hopefully just a gash in the leg means that won't be too bad. Not hopefully just maybe just the stitches and get a way out of hospital relatively quickly, I hope. Thank you, Medical Car, as well. We get Juventus and the Super Copper. That's fine. They still don't want us to win the league. That's great. Champions League to reach the section that we're going to reach. That's fine. Budgets, that's all good. We'll accept that. Links terminated. We haven't used our affiliate clubs whatsoever at any point. We've got so many. We could probably send youngsters down there. But they get bids anyway. Like we leave that to the development list. They all get picked up by teams, so it's never really too much of a pressing need. So been better, been worse, but you're close to having some vacation days, Nee. Looking forward to it. Marvellous. Have you got plans for those vacation days? Got somewhere that you're going or stuff that you want to do with it? So bid for Savini. Is he a player who's out of contract? That's fine. Belka here. Did we sign a winger? No. Yes, we did. Lucas Roman is coming in as our backup winger. Okay, so Barbieri isn't actually on a trial for that. For midfielders, we didn't feel like we needed to strengthen defence. No, we couldn't find a right back. So that might be something we're going to look at a little bit more, maybe after the Club World Cup. And I'm kind of holding fire on pushing Isaac out the door whilst we have Skamaka injured. So DM basis, if you win, it's Servette or somebody equally beatable in the next round. If you lose and drop down, it's either Besiktas or Shakhtar. So we need to win. I mean, that does seem crazy that the drop down might actually be a tougher fixture. That is, I mean, yeah, Panathinaikos and no slouches whatsoever. Gonna be tricky game. So Wilco, few stitches, yeah. Quick, yeah, okay. Quick relatively. So with the state of the NHS, you might still be there 43 years. But you know, if someone came in with something more life-threatening, they'd probably be in there for like 60 years. So yeah, the Lord he giveth, the Lord he taketh away. Right, we didn't offer a contract to our director of football. Director of football plays a 4-2-3-1, so we're going to release him and we're going to advertise for a new director of football. We're going to release you as well. Isn't this all under the responsibility of... I swear we weren't, this wasn't our responsibility. Okay, right. head of sports science. If I was managing Milan in real life, I'd be like, I have no opinions whatsoever. You haven't done me any bad, so I just trust you. Let's just offer you guys contracts for whatever you want. We've got the money. Let's make sure we don't end up with nobody whatsoever. So we will just agree. Obviously, I'm going to keep a man called Jeffrey. Jeffrey Moncada is our chief scout. He likes a 4-4-2 as well. He knows a lot of things. Marvellous stuff. You can keep your job. Tesoro, my fitness coach. You can't. You don't. You can go. That's fine. Scout. Actually, let's have a look at our scouting situation. Recruitment team. So who are those out of contractors? An Italian, another Italian, another Italian. If they're gone, we still have 1 Italian, 2 Italians, 3 Italians, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, okay. Our Italian scouts are going to be released so that we can get a little bit more coverage elsewhere. All these transfers done. 7 new signings. Let's welcome them all in. Nicholas Raskin is now a AC Milan player. Sydney Osazua is a Milan player. Rafalskis is a Milan player. Bernie Arse is a Milan player. And Stefano Bua is a Milan player. Beautiful stuff. Cool. So Nightingale, yeah, do take the first day off to get better from health issues, then spend a couple of weeks visiting your family up north. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. MTG says Shakhtar isn't as good as they used to be. Fair enough. I mean, I appreciate that my opinions of Shakhtar are based pretty much on those mid 2000s for sure. So Rich, you're miles away. What's the good news? I've got a job. Well, I've been offered a job. I had the phone call after the interview last week. I've sent off the stuff that they've asked for. I am waiting until it's in writing before I fully celebrate. Besiktas probably not the best team either, but they're managed by Ollie. Ollie, the hero, right? So didn't know any potential opponents for this round after this one's not really worried. Fair enough. Rangers is always an okay team, should always qualify for a competition, but it always comes down to, like, you know, if Rangers qualify, that means that, you know, someone like Panathinaikos won't, and they're a good team for sure. Even teams like Servette, I mean, it's not that long ago that they were performing quite well in the Champions League, right? You know, they were never going to play really, really well, but they were not awful in the Champions League would perhaps be the better description. Let's say, oh, he's already done the job. That's fine. I'm not selling Navarro. Thank you very much, though. A bid's come in for Cole Palmer. We signed him for 38 million. Now, I thought he was okay. 14 goals, 9 assists is not too bad. We're obviously not going to sell him at a loss. But if they give us 45 rising to 50, I will let him go, I think. I don't think that's unreasonable. And they've come back and offered us 24, so we'll just reject it. Yeah, we've given you we've told you our line in the sand. Raskin the GOAT, isn't he just? So congrats, thank you very much, Rich. Thank you very much. I mean, it's, as I'm saying, it's a relief, very much a relief for sure. Oh, there's another bid in there that I haven't seen. There's a bid for Gianni Ricci. I want Gianni Ricci to be around the first team potentially, so let's take that off. Look at all these players unregistered. Ahanach arrived, but it was loaned out back to his club immediately, so we can drop him down. Mr. Duckle isn't back yet. Oh, so he's going to be there for an extra day. That's fine. Can we Club World Cup changes cannot be confirmed outside? Yeah, this is going to get difficult. This is definitely going to get difficult. Skamaka's still out. Our bench now has a Notty on it. Yeah, a very, very limited bench. Alexander Isak is tired. Bjorn Rod is tired as well. So that's going to be Hasuki in, Monterisi into the left spot. Oshikari, Nuama, Gula. Oh, I did do something off stream. I did something off stream after the last one. We have a secondary formation. So let's do that. Do our standard drop the mentality, increase the tempo. Let's do this with the slightly more defensive setup. Let's see whether we can make it through against our stadium sharing rivals, Ange Postecoglou's Bruneri Milano. I have faith. I have faith. I trust you. This means, okay, Bove on the left is attacking. He's going to attack Kari. Kari is picking him up. That's fine. So Rocha is on the attacking midfielder, Matthias Cunha. Benato therefore drops deep and picks up Eduardo Camavinga. That is all exactly as we want it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Welcome in, Oxaren. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you doing? How has your week been so far? I know it's early in the week, but how was your weekend is perhaps a better question. Right, here we go. We struggle against Inter Milan. We've had some wins. We've had some wins that we don't really deserve. And I would quite happily have that happen once again. So we do have a highlight from the kickoff, potentially. Alberto Navarro plays a ball. That was never making its way through. DeMarco cuts it out, and that ends the highlight nice and early. I'm happy for the highlight to end there. I don't want to see the counter-attack. Right, here's a throw-in. Levi Colwell into Camavinga. Camavinga back to Nathan Collins. Ange Postecoglou's Bruneri Milano with Nathan Collins in defence. And they're just going to play it between Collins and Bunani out on the right wing. Moves it across to Colwell. And we're not pressing high, and we can see that we're sit back, trying to let them have the ball in those deep areas. But Bradley picks it up, spreads it out wide. Brunani back to Bradley. Bradley from the edge of the area, crowded. Camavinga takes the shot. It's through some bodies. And Atabolo gets down nice and easily to his right-hand side. So it's been pretty even in terms of possession. Not really much going on from a momentum standpoint. Position-wise, we seem to be a little bit higher up, so we seem to be doing okay from a field tilt point of view. Nuama feeds Benato. Benato, there's three bodies around him. He has to go back. Doner Kebab, exchange passes, and then goes back to Amiri Hasuki. Kari now tries to dink it over the top. Nuama, oh, Kasaragi with a great save. Oh, Isak had to have put that one away. Nuama won a header, for crying out loud. Maybe that's why. Isak just wasn't expecting the ball to fall to him, and it's a beautiful save from Pierluigi Kasaragi down to his left-hand side. Now the highlight hasn't ended. Buonani, though, can't make his way past Navarro. We do have a highlight from this throw-in. Bradley to Bove. Albert Navarro, that's outside the box, ref. That is outside the box, ref. It is outside the box. Thank you. Thank you. Getting a little nervous there. So Oxaren, it has the potential to be a busy week in work. You're having a relaxing, chill night before the mayhem of the morning. The only way you can, the most appropriate and only reasonable way to deal with the prospect of a busy week for sure. I hope it isn't too manic. Right, DeMarco with the corner. Lautaro gets there, running from deep, glances ahead, but just can't quite get enough purchase on it to trouble the goalkeeper. We've encouraged them now in just few moments left before the half ends. Are we able to cook something up? Isak now. Isaac's going to take it out wide. He's going to swing the ball in. Bonato goes down. Nuama's shot is blocked. And Inter managed to escape the danger with Belka here. Belka here loses out to Doner Kebab. Nuama keeps it in and then does whatever the fuck that was. Bless him. Okay. It's not been a classic game by any stretch of the imagination, but we haven't been outplayed so far, which is always a good sign. We are going to say that they should be playing better, though. I am a little bit short of options up front with only having Isaac really available. Are we going to play Carl Palmer as a poacher? He's good enough in the air. Does not accurate with his headers. Lacks strength, but does have good balance. He's got great finishing. Are we putting Carl Palmer up front? We are, you know. We are going with Carl Palmer as the striker. No changes from Inter at half time. Right, he's looking nervous. We're going to tell him there's no pressure, and he seemed relaxed. That one brain cell registered the words, worked out an appropriate response. I mean, he doesn't need a brain cell for that, do it? I mean, there's part of me thinking that he could be a complete forward, which seems really, really dumb. Really dumb. But surely as a poacher, all he's got to do is stand there and prod it in. An early corner for Inter right at the beginning of the half, straight from kickoff. Going to be DeMarco to take it. In swinging with that left foot of his. Camavinga's shot, it's great. Great block. Buonani's shot, it's another block. I don't know if that was a save from Atabolo or a block from Kari on the line. That one's not going to help, I don't think. Here we go. Drop this down. DeMarco swings it in. Camavinga. It's Kari with the block and the clearance. You absolute legend, Ayman Kari. Oof. Oof. The McCoist role, exactly. But McCoist wasn't that like, he had good movement at least. At least he knew how to like run one direction and then another every now and then. So momentum is in Inter's favour, but we have a free kick. Goulet's going to send us the back post. He's knocked it down for Amira Hasuki, and that is 1-0. Okay, do Inter have an immediate response? We've managed to pick up the loose ball. Kari under pressure finds Bonato. Now Nuama, he can run, he's quick. He cuts inside though, finds Rocha. Rocha takes aim from distance, and Kasaragi with a good save to tip it round the post. He would have been disappointed to have been beaten by that. Let's be fair, it would have taken a bit of a mess up from the keeper for that to go in, but he handled what he had to deal with. Sunderland made McCoist, absolutely. Ali did his work alongside John Parrott with Sue Barker leading the line. Now there's a strike force I'd like to see, right? There's a strike force I'd definitely like to see. Right, it's another DeMarco corner. He's going to send it in at the near post again. Collins hits the post. Right, okay, set pieces. We have the edge, which is... Oh, you beauty. Oh, you beauty. Kicker. That Timo Raiders. Welcome in. And a Rowan as well. Welcome in, y'all. How was the network save tonight? How is everyone doing this fine evening? It is indeed an FMNL raid. It's a Timo raid. It's a Kicker raid. It's a Rowan on raid. Beautiful stuff. Very much appreciated. We are currently getting a little bit worried about our inability to defend corners. So we're going to swap these guys round there. We've got stay forward. We're bringing... Can I put someone else near the near post? I can't. So we've got man mark near post. Just have to... I think we leave it like that. That should be all right. Okay. Yeah, how's everything gone? 3 roads, it's like being on the northern coast in Viking times, isn't it just? Isn't it just? Yeah, so what happened in the network save tonight? Who is currently on top? Who is the person that we need to bring down a peg? We are currently in the Club World Cup. We have just drawn 0-0 with River Plate to top the group. We then beat Boca Juniors 1-0. And we are currently 1-0 up against Inter Milan. Our players are absolutely bloody exhausted. It's going to be Jens Kajuste on for Kari. It's going to be Barbieri. Figula, to play him out on the left there. It's going to be Sanato on for Bonato. And we're going to hope we can hold on for dear life. It's going to be a tense few moments. DeMarco with the free kick from distance hits the underside of the bar. Oh, that's the second time they've hit the post. Our last change needs to come in as well, and it's got to be in a defensive position. It's going to be Bocca's. We're dropping that tempo. We're wasting time. We're dropping down to balanced. Let's see if we can see this out. Oh my, Knight of Knee, I'm glad you enjoy the turning Japanese. It's so bad it's wonderful, right? It's so bad it's wonderful. At least that's what I'm trying to convince myself. Now guys, I hope you did follow Kicker when I popped up there. If you're not, also give that team a follow. An absolute gentleman, an ace kind of behind the scenes of the FMNL. An absolutely incredible competition. I was very honest to be. Oh no, Bove, Lautaro. Oh, fiddlesticks. Atebolo finds Monterisi. Monterisi is heading the wrong way. His pass into Kajuste was kind of okay, but Kajuste just didn't really seem alert to it. Bove pounces, feeds Lautaro. Of course it's Bove. We sold him last summer. The tight offside was not tight at all. Oh. We are going to make the change though. It's too little, too late. So let's pop that up. Let's stay on balance for a little bit. Let's just kind of hold on. We're going to have to use that last substitution once it comes through to extra time, unless we can pounce. New Hammer drives into the box. That was inside the area. That was inside the area, ref. Come on now. So it was wonderful. Lost the shit. That Timo lost the shield against Kickert. Denor is first, so we'll get nerfed next session. That's what we need. No penalty. We've been robbed. Absolutely not accepting that. That looked very much inside the box to me. We can see it right down the line. New Hammer pushes in. That wasn't a penalty at all. That was a perfectly fine decision. We weren't robbed. I was just completely wrong. Can we do something from the free kick though? Palmer sings it in. Here's Barbieri. Hisuki now. Back to Bocca's. Bocca's feeds Barbieri. Barbieri tries to turn. Creates some space. Barbieri then does that, which isn't quite so good. Bless him. Right. Extra time it is. Oh, that's a heartbreaking way to go. We can't afford extra time. We are absolutely exhausted. There is barely an ounce of energy left in the team whatsoever. Right, and now finally, the timeout has expired. If you're not following Rowan by now, the amount of times I've shouted out, I am disappointed if you haven't followed Rowan already. Now, obviously, I can't tell you what to do, but you should. An absolute legend. The Netherlands representation at the FIFA E World Cup. and a glorious, glorious lying bastard at Among Us. I'm going to be negative because that's my MO. We've got one substitution left. The question is where we're going to use it. And where we're going to use it is at right back. We're going to swing Monterisi out to right back. We're going to have two relatively fresh players. Rod isn't fresh coming into this game, but he is certainly fresher than the others. We are going to be a little bit naughty. Let's target their tired players. Let's hope they're not targeting our tired players. See if we can get... Let's swap these guys around as well. Barbieri is young. Putting him in the wide playmaker role might be a little bit unfair on him. Let's tell Cole Palmer I have faith in him. That seemed to work. Bocca's looked nervous, so let's tell him there's no pressure. We're going to swap these guys around as well. Sinato is actually a striker. He's not a particularly good one. But we'll see how it goes there. We'll see how it goes. And Naomi says exactly, it's so cheesy it goes full circle and becomes awesome. That's what I aim for. That's what I aim for. So was the World Championship a one-time event, or is it supposed to return in the new game? So I believe that SI said that it's a partnership they would like to continue. But I imagine that's going to be dependent on things like draft mode existing. So who knows? Who knows coming up? Here's Barbieri. Barbieri's being his man. He cuts it back. Bocca's with the chance. It's another good save from Kasaragi. Again, another one he should make. Let's be fair. But he keeps us out. Barbieri's going to take the corner. He's going to play it to the edge of the box where Lautaro was standing. Use your eyes, man. Use your eyes. Right, Nuama turns inside. Finds Cajuste. Cajuste fires it so high and wide. You'd be embarrassed to call that a highlight. But we've started extra time reasonably brightly. There were certainly some positive things to come out of the performance in these 15 minutes, even if we haven't got a goal. So we are going to fire these guys up into the last 15 minutes. Is there some final drama? Barbieri intercepts the kickoff. Barbieri creates some space. Barbieri beats another man, feeds Palmer. Palmer goes down. Palmer goes down, ref. Palmer goes down. You're a fucking joke, ref. Disgraceful. We've been robbed. Robbed, I tell you. Yeah, it probably wasn't. Palmer with the free kick. Hits the wall. Nathan Collins. Ange Postecoglou's Inter Milan's Nathan Collins with the block. Barbieri's going to take this corner. Barbieri's going to send it into the middle. No one was there, unfortunately. Bocca's shields it well. Finds Hasuki. Hasuki now. Back to Barbieri. Bocca's once more. Move the ball backwards. Finally, Hasuki does... What on earth was that, Hasuki? Decision-making seems to be a little bit of an issue. So yeah, as Rich says, think it's something they intend to become a regular feature. But I mean, I suppose there are questions as to whether FIFA E will still be keen after the deluxe. I assume there isn't one coming up in a few weeks' time, because it wasn't too far away from this time last year. Barbieri! Barbieri! Barbieri!
Ain't nobody I'd rather be. Milan, you Rossoneri. They can't take that away from me.
It's not the statistics! It's not the statistics! You tell me! How do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, Rotislav, welcome in, sir. Thank you very much. That is 2 months. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. You are an absolute legend. Very much appreciated. Right, there are 9 seconds remaining. We're down just 5 seconds remaining. Surely this is the end of the game. Barbieri has won it at the death. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And there can be no complaints. We were denied 2 clear penalties that definitely weren't penalties. We conceded an 88th minute equaliser, but Michele Barbieri in the 116th minute pounces at the near post. We are through to the next round. I assume the next round is the semi-finals? It is indeed the quarter-finals. Bove suffers defeat. Who are we playing in the next round? Manchester City or Bayern Munich? Well, that seems like as good a time as any to end the stream. We've been going for 4 hours, but more importantly, I put the brakes on snooze and I've used up all my snoozers. So rather than take you guys through a break and then end in like 10 minutes, let's bring it to a close there. Thank you very much, everyone who dropped in today, everyone who took part in part of the committee. I hope this is going to be something really exciting that we can build on going forward. Everyone who's been here for the AC Milan stuff, anyone who's dropped in and spent any time, it's very much appreciated. A huge thank you as well to Root for a raid earlier, to Kicker, to that Timo, to Rowan on, and all the FMNL crew for their raids as well. Very, very much appreciated. Now, standard deal over on YouTube. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys first. Once I know what's going on with the league, I can let you know when the rest of my schedule is for this week. But I will see you